Thank y'all so much for joining us here at Chad's Media for another episode of the Tyler Lennon Show. We have a very special guest for you today with a very special episode. But first, we want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Avco Roofing, The Beauty Parlor, and Realtor Lindsay Lee. Thank y'all so much for making this happen. Again, like I said, very special episode with a very special guest. We have Coach Carrillo with us today. Coach, what's going on?
Just another day on the farm.
Yes, sir. Well, that wasn't a very good introduction. I should have said the head coach of your district champion Sulphur Spring Lady Cats, Coach Carrillo.
Hey, well, thank you. And we're very excited to be the district champs again. So, like I said, it's just a great feeling. Our kids are fired up. And, the unfinished business we have is to finish undefeated in district, and we're going to hopefully do that today.
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask, we're obviously filming this before your final game. Mm-hmm. To go ahead and have that knocked out before your final game, like you said, you do want to finish the season undefeated and everything, but to already know you do have that district championship locked down, I mean, how important is that?
Of course, it's very important to our kids. Like I said, they had goals at the beginning of the year, and I think it's just another step in their journey into how far we want to go. And our goals is to finish farther than we did the last year. So, of course, for them to, they're excited. And I think this game being the way it is, they know they clinched, but I think having that chance to go undefeated in district gives them a little spark and a little fire to keep it going. And I'm kind of glad that they have this goal of finishing undefeated. So we will try to avoid a let up or let down or anything like that. So they're going to be ready to play today.
Yeah, so you mentioned kind of that spark and everything. One thing I've noticed covering this team over the last few years, they seem to have something that a lot of teams don't, and it's exactly that. It seems like anytime it's late in the game, they need this to happen, they make that happen. And like you mentioned, they want to finish undefeated. I mean, it really seems like they have that thing that most teams are missing.
Yes, they do find a way to win. Even when you're down and out, it's like the Texas High game when we got down by 4 runs. They never gave up. They never had any doubt that they could put it together and to win like they did. I think that was a big turning point in our season because they found out that we can win a different way. And from then on, they've been able to carry it out throughout the season. And they've been making big plays when they need to. And I do think the playoff run from last year helped them because I think the pressure doesn't really get to them. They just find a way to win, and that's, to me, a tribute to the kids that we have in our program.
Yeah, so you mentioned that Texas High game. I was there covering that, obviously, and I remember thinking, that was kind of the first time I'd seen Crimson just be a little bit off that day. And when they came back and won that game, I do remember thinking this could have been, not that you needed a turning point yet, but I felt like that very well could have been one.
Yes, and we look up to Crimson a lot and we depend on her a lot, but again, like I said, to be able to do it another way, I think our team felt good about being able to win that way, because everybody sometimes they doubt or you hear things, but in their hearts, I know now that they know that they can, know there's no situation or no stage too big for them right now, and I feel like they're able to compete and again to get after it and know that, like I said, it doesn't matter the deficit. We're going to still come out and play until the last inning until it's done. And even when it's done, we just ran out of innings.
Yes, sir. Also in that game, Addison came in, did a great job on the mound. To have not only a pitcher like Crimson, but to have another pitcher in Addison that, if something's off with Crimson, we have this other pitcher. I mean, how big is that?
That's huge. You need really 2 to go a ways because you're going to need, Cadell's going to have to come through too sometime during this playoff run. And having a person like Addison, she's just so steady. She's smart. She's like the other coach on the field. So, we're very blessed to have her in the program and able to do the things that she does. Again, she just does everything right. If I had to pick a typical just softball player that's fundamentally sound and does all the right things, it's Addison. She just does the simple things, the little things that she does.
Yeah, sir. I don't know that I've ever covered a player who is so as clearly smart as she is.
Yes, and like I said, she can figure it out and she knows. And I walk up to her and she knows the situations all the time. I don't have to tell her anything like that. Usually I'm trying to tell her a joke so she won't be under pressure when I talk to her. But again, it's just like having another coach out there on the field. Very sharp and very blessed to have her. Like I said, we're going to miss her leadership.
Yes, sir. Coach, I have a few more questions for you, but first we want to hear a quick word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with more from Coach Carrillo.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Lee, realtor at Caldwell Banker Watson Company in Sulphur Springs. Born and raised in Hopkins County, I am the small town realtor you are looking for to help buy or sell your home. I specialize in farm and ranch, residential, and lake properties. Contact me today and let me do the work for you. Get your key with Lindsay Lee.
At Avco Roofing, we strive to fulfill our mission statement of protecting homes, strengthening families, and building community. It's more than a slogan. It's the heartbeat of who we are and how we serve our customers. Located in Sulphur Springs near I-30 and Broadway, there's no project we can't handle. Call Avco Roofing for all your home and commercial property needs.
Hi, I'm Audra Clark, owner and stylist of The Beauty Parlor. We are located at 206 West Shannon Road in Sulphur Springs, Texas. We are Tony and Guy trained, and we specialize in custom cut and color. You're already beautiful. Come let us highlight it.
And we're back. Coach, I do want to talk to you a little bit about your playoff run coming up, but one thing I didn't realize, this is not only your 4th district championship in a row, but also how many consecutive years making the playoffs?
14, I believe. Yeah, minus the COVID year. So it's 14 in a row. So, like I said, we have been blessed in Sulphur Springs. These kids are ready to play. And it's been a great journey. And I think we do things a little bit different. If you come out to practice and you watch us do things how we do it, we just do things a little bit different. And it's more like it's a family deal, and we know this is what we do, but it's not who we are. So, again, just the way we do things is a little bit different, and who we represent is a little bit different. I always try to preach on, doing things right, playing for something more, and our girls have bought into that because, again, at the end of the day, softball's going to end, but there's a whole life after this, and there's an eternal life after this, and I constantly preach to those kids about those things because in the ultimate scheme of things, this is a vapor. Our life on this earth is very short, and there's an eternal life, and we preach that a lot. And like I said, I think our kids recognize that, and they see it, and they know about it. And again, that's just how we do things, and our kids buy into it, and they bought into it for all these years. And, it's like a family. I have kids coming in the dugout all the time. I mean, most people would try to shoo them away. I'm like, no, come on over there and sit down. I mean, it doesn't bother me any, because to me, this is a town thing. This is a parent thing. This is a family thing. And again, all the kids that played with us before are definitely welcome back at any time, and they know that. And again, it's just a family thing, and it's something that we want to just keep going as long as we can.
Yes, sir. You mentioned that, obviously, as someone who's been covering sports in this town for a few years now, and just the county as a whole. Each team does have a specific feel, and I think Sulphur Springs as a whole does a great job with that community feel. But it feels like this team specifically, all the games are packed, especially once you get to the playoffs. They travel really well. It really does feel like bigger than just a team you're watching.
Oh yeah, and it is. And I said that from the beginning when I got here. When I first got here, there's people playing softball everywhere. On a little patch of grass they were playing, and I knew the situation I was getting into. And again, I was blessed to be able to be a part of this job, because Sulphur Springs has always had good softball, and I just kind of came in at the right time and was able to keep it going. And again, if it wasn't for the parents, and if it wasn't for the kids, and their desire to get better, and the parents for taking them everywhere that they take them, our program wouldn't be what it is today. It's not about one person. It's about a group of people. It's a group of individuals in the town, and I'm proud that they're representing Sulphur Springs the way they should.
Yes, sir, Coach. Just a couple more questions for you. We'll let you get out of here. I know you got a busy day. I hate singling players out. You have an amazing team with some amazing players, but you look at a player like Addison. She's been on varsity all 4 years, been a big player, and has all this experience now, especially in the playoffs. And I know we've talked about her leadership, but how important is it not only to have a player with that level of leadership, but also this level of experience?
I think it's great to have someone like her. She's been in the program for 4 years, and when she first came up, she came up with 10 seniors. So she was the little puppy, and she's definitely she's definitely doing what she needs to do for leadership qualities. Paris Pickett is another one, and my seniors, Paige Seagraves. That is very important, having the senior leadership that we do, because again, if you don't have that, sometimes things go crazy. But you got kids like that will keep things in line when you need them to. And again, when I talk about the extra coach, that is someone that if they see a little fire going, they put it out themselves. I don't have to do it. And I think that's a great testament to all those individuals of just being, team and having great leadership qualities, which I believe that's very important in any team.
Yes, sir. It seems like there's been multiple times this year where a player like Addison or Paris, she had a few games where she wasn't hitting the way she wanted to, but she made great plays defensively. It seems like they just always find a way to come up for you.
Yeah, and that's what I tell them. I go, you may. It's like fishing. You go out there, you may catch something, and you may not, but just find another different way to win the day. And if we're not doing it offensively, and you're not as an individual doing it offensively, make a defensive play. Go make something happen. You're only as good as your last at bat again. And again, I tell them, there's something that you can contribute somewhere, all of them, at any time during the game. So again, that's what we try to preach. And again, if it's not their day, hey, find somewhere else to contribute. Find another way to win the game.
Yes, sir. I know we already talked about it just a little bit, but you had an incredible year last year. I believe, was that the furthest y'all have ever made it?
Yes, that was the furthest we ever made it, going into the regional semis. And I think that, like I said, that gave them a little bit of taste, hunger. You know, they want to get farther if they can, and I believe we can. I mean, the sky's the limit for this team. I think our region is, you know, anybody has a possibility of going all the way to Austin, and we you know, why not us? So that's what we preach to them too. So we'll try to see, like I said, continue to get better, and you know, as playoff goes, it's just a different season. So you know, this is fixing the end. I always call it, this is our second season. The third season is the playoffs. So it's a different way, a different atmosphere, and them being already there, I think it's going to be a good testament of experience for them as we go further.
Yes, sir. Coach, final question for you. For any of our viewers who haven't gotten to see your team play yet, can you tell them exactly what they're missing out on?
Oh, if you get a chance to go see these ladies, you need to come by and go see them. They are a fun group to have. You're going to watch kids that go and they're very enthusiastic about the game, and they just love being there, and they love being a part of it, and they're going to do whatever they can to win the game and represent the town of Sulphur Springs. And that's what we preach, and that's what they do, and it's just exciting. And trust me, as a coach, we do have some of those exciting games at the very end that I kind of wish it were a little bit easier, but hey, you know what? It is part of the game, and you get after it, and I'm just glad that we've been on the upside of those games that have been very close and very tight.
Yes, sir. Coach, thank you so much for coming in. It's been a blast covering your team this year, and we can't wait to continue to do it here in the postseason.
Hey, thank y'all for all y'all do. It's amazing, and like I said, we're very thankful to get the coverage that you give us, and again, the support. It's amazing. We're just blessed, and we're just thankful for where we're at.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all so much for watching here today. We've got tons of great content coming up. We've got tons of more Lady Cat softball content coming up. So y'all stay tuned. Again, thank you to our sponsors, Avco Roofing, The Beauty Parlor, and Realtor Lindsay Lee. Like I said, a lot of great content coming up this month. So y'all stay tuned. We'll see you then.